The rain was merciless that night. Sheets of water cascaded down the busy city streets, blurring the neon lights into streaks of color. Cars honked impatiently as people hurried for cover, umbrellas blooming like dark flowers. But amidst the rush, under a flickering streetlight, sat a young woman, her clothes soaked, her hair plastered to her face. She held a tiny bundle wrapped in a thin blanket. Her lips trembled not from the cold, but from exhaustion. The baby whimpered weakly in her arms, hungry again. Her name was Elena Hayes, once a cheerful nurse with dreams, laughter, and a small apartment she could call home. But dreams can collapse faster than a storm breaks. In a single month, she had lost her husband in a car accident, her job due to hospital downsizing, and then her apartment when she couldn't pay the rent. With a newborn to feed, she had nowhere left to go. Tonight, she sat under that light because it was the only dry spot she could find. She rocked her baby gently, whispering, "Shish, mommy's here. I'll find us something, I promise." But even her promises were wearing thin. Across the street, Ethan Cole, CEO of Cole Enterprises, was sitting in the back of his black Mercedes. His driver slowed as traffic thickened near the intersection. Ethan glanced up from his laptop, irritated. "Why are we stopping? There's flooding near the next turn, sir," replied his driver. Ethan sighed. "Take the other route." But before the car moved, something caught his attention. Through the rain-streaked window, he saw the woman under the streetlight. She wasn't begging. She wasn't shouting. She was just sitting there, cradling her baby, whispering softly while the rain poured around her. It was an image so fragile, so human, that Ethan couldn't look away. For a moment, memories he'd buried long ago rose in his mind. The small apartment where he'd grown up, his mother sewing late at night, coughing quietly so he wouldn't hear. He remembered how she once fed him with half a piece of bread because she hadn't eaten for 2 days. He blinked hard and cleared his throat. "Stop the car, sir. I said stop the car." The driver pulled over. Ethan stepped out into the rain, ignoring the umbrella his driver rushed to open. His polished shoes splashed into puddles as he walked toward the woman. Elena looked up, startled, clutching her baby tighter. "Please," she said nervously. "I'm not asking for money. I just need a place to feed him for a few minutes. Then I'll go." Her voice was soft but filled with shame. Ethan looked at her for a long moment. He could have walked away. He should have. He had meetings, deals, an image to protect. But something in her eyes, something raw and desperate, anchored him in place. "Get in the car," he said quietly. Elena blinked. "What? You and your child? Get in the car before you both freeze." She hesitated. Trust didn't come easily to a woman who'd lost everything. But the rain was growing harsher, and the baby's cries were getting weaker. I can't pay you," she whispered. "I didn't ask for payment," Ethan replied, his tone unreadable. "Just get in." He helped her into the car and signaled to the driver. "To the Regent Hotel." Elena stared at him in disbelief. "The Regent? Sir, that's too expensive." "Miss," Ethan interrupted coldly, "if I wanted your opinion, I'd ask." She fell silent, clutching her baby close. Inside the car, warmth slowly returned to her fingers. The baby stopped crying, soothed by the gentle hum of the engine. Ethan glanced at her occasionally. Her clothes were worn but clean, her eyes tired yet kind. He wondered what her story was but didn't ask. When they reached the hotel, Ethan ordered the staff to prepare a room immediately. Elena protested, but he raised a hand. "You need food, warmth, and rest," he said firmly. Argue after that. That night, for the first time in weeks, Elena and her baby slept under a roof. Ethan, in his penthouse suite, tried to work but couldn't. He kept seeing her face, the mix of pride and pain. He didn't know why he cared. He wasn't the kind man who offered help to strangers. Not anymore. The next morning, Ethan came to check on them. He found Elena sitting by the window, gently feeding her baby. The light made her look almost peaceful. "How's the baby?" he asked. She looked up, startled again. "Better, thanks to you." He nodded. "What's his name?" "Oliver," she said softly. "He's 3 months old." Ethan crouched slightly to look at the baby. "Strong little guy." Elena smiled faintly. After a pause, Ethan asked, "Where's his father?" Her smile faded. He died before Oliver was born." A drunk driver hit him. Ethan's jaw tightened. I'm sorry. She nodded but didn't speak. Something inside him shifted. A rare, quiet ache. He stood up abruptly. If you need a place to stay, I'll arrange something. But it's temporary. Understood. Elena blinked, confused. Why are you helping me? He looked away. I don't know. A few days later, Ethan's secretary informed him that the cleaning staff in one of their corporate offices had suddenly quit. Without thinking too much, he told her, send that woman I helped, Elena. Give her the position. His secretary raised an eyebrow. The one with the baby. Yes. Ethan didn't know why he cared whether she accepted or not, but when she did, he felt oddly relieved. Elena began working quietly at the company's branch office. She was polite, hardworking, and never complained, even when she had to carry her baby in a sling during late shifts. Employees gossiped, of course. Why is Mr. Cole helping a single mother? She must have done something special to get his attention. Ethan heard the rumors but ignored them. Yet deep down, he found himself watching her more than he should. One evening, as he walked past the cleaning area, he saw Elena teaching her baby to giggle by making faces. For the first time in years, Ethan smiled without realizing it. Weeks passed. Ethan's heart began to thaw. He started bringing small things for Oliver, a soft toy, a baby blanket, a bottle warmer. Each time, he'd hand them to Elena awkwardly. I just had these lying around, he'd say. She'd smile knowingly but never mocked him for it. Slowly, she began to open up, too. She told him about her nursing days, her dreams of becoming a pediatric nurse, and her late husband's kindness. Ethan, who never shared anything personal, found himself telling her about his mother, the woman who'd raised him alone and died before seeing his success. Maybe she'd be proud of you, Elena said softly. He laughed bitterly. For what? Being rich, cold, empty. Elena shook her head. For this. For helping a stranger when you didn't have to. Her words stayed with him. A month later, Ethan called Elena into his office. You've been working hard, he said. And I noticed you have medical training. I'm opening a charity clinic for low-income families. I'd like you to help manage it. Elena's eyes widened. You're serious? Yes. It's time this company did something that actually matters. Tears welled up in her eyes. Mr. Cole, I don't know how to thank you. He smiled faintly. Don't thank me. Just do your best. She did. The clinic opened in spring, and Elena worked tirelessly. She helped children, mothers, and families who had nowhere to go, people just like her. Every evening, Ethan would stop by to see her, pretending to inspect reports but really just watching her light up every room she entered. Months passed. Elena's life began to bloom again. She had friends, purpose, and stability. Oliver was healthy and laughing every day. But something else had also grown quietly, Ethan's feelings for her. One night, after a charity event, he found her standing on the clinic balcony, looking at the stars. You did well tonight, he said. She turned, smiling. We did well, together. He stepped closer, his voice low. You've changed everything, Elena. I used to think money was all that mattered. But now, he stopped, struggling. Elena tilted her head. But now what? He met her eyes. Now I can't imagine my life without you. Her heart fluttered. Ethan, I know I'm not good at this, he continued, but I don't want to go back to being that man. The one who walked past people without seeing them. You made me see again. Elena felt tears sting her eyes. You gave me hope when I had none. How could I not care for you? He smiled softly and took her hand. Under the same rain that had once drenched her on the streets, they stood together, no longer broken, no longer alone. A year later, the clinic expanded into 3 branches. Elena managed them with skill and compassion, while Ethan oversaw the foundation's growing success. But the most beautiful sight wasn't in any of the offices. It was in the small garden behind their home, where Ethan played with little Oliver, now walking and laughing. Elena stood by the door, watching them. From a cold, distant man and a homeless mother, they had built something extraordinary, a family, a purpose, a life born not of wealth, but of kindness. As the evening sun dipped behind the skyline, Ethan whispered to her, that night in the rain was the best decision I ever made. Elena smiled. It wasn't just kindness, Ethan. It was fate. And with that, she kissed him, Softly, tenderly, as Oliver giggled in the fading light, their laughter echoing like a promise of hope.